Hello and welcome to another ESP Quick Clip. In this tutorial, I will show how to create a baseline and use a delta column. The purpose of a baseline is to take a snapshot of your model data to use in comparison to see how changes will affect the model. In this example, I will add an inflation factor to 3 objects and see what the effect is of those inflation factor. Before adding the inflation factor, I will save a baseline. Once my scenario has been recalculated, I simply go to Tools, Baseline, Save Baseline. I'm asked to give the baseline a name. For this example, I will call it pre-inflation. Click OK. And a baseline will be saved. After the baseline is created, notice that when I right-click on a column heading, I now have the baseline and the name, the label that I gave it, pre-inflation. And I will add the amount column. Notice that a yellow column has been added and it is yellow. All of the baseline columns are in yellow. And I will put this baseline column next to the model amount column for comparison purposes. As of right now, I will go ahead and add the delta column. Simply click there, amount change is fine. As of right now, there are no deltas between the baseline data set and the model data set, as I would not expect there to be. Now we'll go over to the Assumptions tab to add the inflation. I will go to the Utilities group that I created earlier. I will go to the inflation profile, and I wish to give these 3 objects a 3.5% inflation. Simply put 3.5 in there, save, recalculate. Now that the inflation factor has been saved and the scenario recalculated, I will go back to the financials, wait for the refresh, scroll down. Now you will notice that I have a delta between the baseline before the inflation factor was added and the model after the inflation factor was added. And I have the dollar amount corresponding to the inflation factor. There are other properties that can be added. I will remove this column. This time I will right-click where I would like to place the delta column. Scroll to the calculator. This time I would like to do the delta value and percent. Give it a name. Notice that the change is there's the dollar amount. Also the 3.5% difference is reflected, which is what I expect to see since I added a 3.5% inflation factor. And there is the sum. So that is how you use a baseline. A baseline can be used for any comparative purposes. You can save a baseline anytime you wish. And if you want to rename the baseline, you go to the Assumptions tab, go to Scenario Factors, scroll to the top. Notice you have a baseline data set label here. You can change the name here. You can also see the date and time at which your baseline was saved. Hope you enjoyed this